Steve, you've got another busy day ahead of you, December the 16th. You've got 3 more lads out again.
Yeah, it's good, it's rolling, the gym at the minute, so we've got Dale Coyne out again. He's got out quick, I always like that, get him busy, and then once you've had 2 or 3 fights, then you can give him a rest, but it's a waste of time wasting the fitness they've built up in the camp before sometimes, so when you keep it rolling, I think you see a better performance every time. Obviously before they burn out, then you give them a rest. So
good performance last time out though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he done well, he done everything I wanted, and how he stayed in there in the 4th round sharp, I don't know. I think it's because he knew he had a big payday the week after, but you've got to take your hat off to him. Yeah,
because he was defending his Central Area title against Matthew Ryan.
Yeah, he done well, and that's what he's there to do. And I hope he earns many more paydays like that, because he earned it. So.
Yeah, well, you know, the kid's been in with everyone in the northwest area and gives everyone trouble.
Yeah.
Like you say, when he wasn't expecting to, he picked up that title.
Yeah, well, fair play to him. When they do fight for titles, obviously, he's a journeyman, but it's probably more by choice than ability with Darryl Sharp. But
it definitely is by choice. Yeah. He enjoys it. He enjoys the fact there's no pressure on him.
Yeah.
But he does like putting pressure on other people. But that night he didn't.
No, I think within it's probably about 10-15 seconds. I think he sort of knew Dale had turned up proper and prepared, and what we was there for. But my best bit about the fight was obviously gave him a good hiding in the 4th round, and he stuck in there. But in the last round, Dale lit him with a sharp right hand, and it was fast, probably the fastest punch he's ever threw, and Sharp didn't even see it, and it caught him clean, and he like looked as if to say, where's that come from? I don't think he thought it was Dale who hit him. I think he was like looking about thinking of someone else stuck one on me here, but he stood up to everything, and like I say, it was good because they played a part as well, and he put a performance on for the fans as well.
Liam's going to be topping the bill on the 16th. He's fighting a 10 round. I'm not sure who he was against, but you feel like he's been with this. Going to be his 4th fight under you now?
Yeah, this will be his 4th one. He got a little bit of a niggle again on the uppercut that he landed in his last fight.
Yeah.
So again, we've stalled him a little bit, but he's flying again in the gym and he's sparring. Good kids and he's sparring well. So that's all you can ask for, hopefully.
You feel he's ready, because I know he feels. We just talked to him before, and he feels that he wants a British title shot sooner rather than later.
I think in 2018 we'll get one, but we've got to put the work in still to get there, whether it be an eliminator, a final eliminator, or an English title which leads on to a British title. I think we'll probably have to have another fight, or maybe even 2 before we do fight for it. But I think he's more than ready, yeah, definitely.
It definitely seems like this step up in weight seems to really suit him as well, to welterweight.
Yeah, I think he's more comfortable at the weight, and it allows me as a coach to be able to do a little bit more than probably what I would if he was at 10 stone. I can put more strength work into him, because his body will take it without getting too big for the weight. His fitness levels are always good because he's got enough fuel in his body. So yeah, he's happy, and that's a big thing when you've got a happy fighter in the gym. They always seem to perform and go that extra mile. And
on the same night, you've got young Dylan Evans out for his 2nd fight?
Yeah, again, when he made his debut, I wanted to get him back out again quick because I knew Christmas was coming. But if I don't get him out, it'll be March, April before he boxes again, and it can be a long time. That it'll be like 6 months from your debut. Yeah. So we've got him out quick again, and again he's doing dead well in the gym. He's sparring some experienced pros, trying to learn a trick or 2 off him, because it's always good to get in with those who are 29, 30, 31, who've been about the game for years, because when he's sparring people his own age and who've only had 1 or 2, he's trying to prove something to each other. Where we've been up to Liverpool sparring with Matty Fagan, and he's probably learnt more in them rounds than what he ever has done. Yeah, he's good Matty, and
good mover.
Good mover. If you throw too many of the same shots, he starts making you pay for it. So I liked him, and it was ideal for Dylan to get in there, where Matty's not taking no liberties on him or anything like that, and he was trying to teach him a thing or 2. It was good.
Well, last time you had Jake out, and Jake fought for his 1st little title. It was a challenge belt.
Yeah, I thought he done really well, and he listened to me, because I was a little bit worried because he does like to get involved too much, Jake, and he's a better boxer than what he is a fighter. So all camper was saying, we're going to beat this kid with your footwork and your boxing skills. However, I've told him that in the past on sparring, and he's just got in there and ended up turning it into a fight. So
he did box well, though,
he boxed well, yeah, he listened, and that's a big thing again. I think our last camp...
Some good body work as well, didn't he?
Yeah, we worked on throwing the two into the body because we thought we might have to slow him down at some point. And Jake's not the biggest puncher, but he can dig a little bit to the body, and if he keeps hitting you there, after a while they're going to take the toll. So I think he did end up slowing him down a little bit on the inside, and then he used his boxing skills as well.
Developing in the right stable, and you've got your main man, looks like, am I right, is he stepping up in weight now?
Yeah, we've gone up now, we've gone up box for a world title, hopefully in March, hopefully it'll be in Manchester. The number one is Maurice Hooker, so Frank's going to make the fight with him. And
that's not been confirmed, but that's what you're hoping for?
No, well that's what the WBO have said, we take the number one spot, and then they go down to the next available challenger. Obviously they go to the number one, and it's Maurice Hooker. It was obviously Crawford, but he stepped up. So we was waiting, we've been waiting for a while to move up, to be honest, but we didn't want to step up and fight Crawford. One, because we're not stupid, and two is because we didn't want to step up and fight straight for the world title, giving all them advantages away to somebody like Crawford. So we feel it's the right time. I've watched Hooker, he's a good fighter, he's tall, he's awkward, he's gangler, so you could end up walking onto something, but obviously we'll work our tactics out and make sure Terry's on form. I think he'll be a better fighter because Terry's style's about energy, and that's been lacking in a couple of his last fights. He still boxed well and still beat some good kids. Petrov's a good fighter, he'll give anyone a test at world title level, but I think it'll stop Petrov if he wants tight at the weight.
Yeah. And how does he feel about this? Is he happy about that? Because he sort of like, he never got those big unification bouts that he wanted at that weight, did he?
Yeah, we tried for him, and I can't even say anything about our promotions because although people think why Frank got him the fights, I know he tried to get him the fights. I was copied in on emails. We did nearly make the Linares fight twice, if not 3 times. He offered Crawler a lot of money twice. We got offered to go and fight Garcia, but it wasn't enough money by the time you did take all the deductions off to go to America. So we've tried, it's just not come off for one reason or another, whether it be Linares' team used, we didn't want to fight Terry because he's a southpaw, and then they went and fought Luke Campbell, and then they spoke to him about that and said, you said you didn't want to fight southpaw, why are you fighting Campbell? And they said because he's not Terry Flanagan. So they obviously seen Terry and Campbell as 2 different fighters, but it's not happened, but they'll move up as well. Linares will move up, Garcia will move up. So if we get our hands on a world title first, they've got to come to us then.
And so you're hoping that these fights can still be made then? We'll
have a bit of a stronghold, won't we? If we jump up first and we get our hands on one first, we'll be in a better position.
Because he's always been a person that people have liked to stay away from, really, haven't they?
Yeah, I can understand why, because it can be awkward at times if he wants. He's a southpaw, he's big, he's never gets hurt.
I must admit, I've never seen him hurt in, was it 33 fights?
Yeah. He don't get hurt, he's got a good engine, he's unbeaten, he's got a will to win. So that's the reason. I don't think sometimes he'll look and think, yeah, he's good, and some people can't work out why is that good. But I think if you're in there with him, it's different. You know, when their coaches have to go and watch Terry's footage, they probably watch him and thinking, yeah, he can do a bit of that and he can do a bit of that. But the reason they don't take the fight is because they can't find a way how to beat him. They sit there and they think, well, he's not that good at this or he's not that good at that. But when they sit there and think, how are we going to beat him? They can't come up with an answer, and that's why them fights don't happen.
Now, there's a big fight that's going to happen next week in Lomachenko and Wigan. Who do you think?
Lomachenko, quite easy, I think he'll win.
Do you think that would be, well, look, if he comes through that fight, Terry moves up and he becomes a world champion. Do you think that's too big a step for Lemington to step up to that weight?
It's too big. It got mentioned at one point, but I was saying earlier on, you've got fighters like Lomachenko who are absolute world class. He's unbelievable, and he'll throw his name in with anybody because he probably believes he can beat him in his head. But the fights don't happen because he has advisors as well. So they'll say, no, we don't want this fight anyway, we can work that one. And the same with Garcia, throws his name in with Cotto, that doesn't happen. Threw his name in with Linares twice, 3 times, that doesn't happen. So all right, keep shouting people out, they do it for publicity. I said it to Terry, I said, if somebody links you with a fight, just say, yeah, I'll fight him, because everybody else does. You know what I mean?
Do you feel that Terry can be a guy that can go down in history as a great?
I think if we win, again, another world title, he's already made history by becoming the first Englishman ever to win a world title at lightweight. So his unbeaten record, that stands up as well. But to become a 2-weight world champion, then
how many times did he defend? 5 times?
Yeah, he's defended it 5 times as well. But people will have to sit up and take note that that's when his record will stack up. You know, yeah, people will say he's unbeaten, but he's not boxed Linares and stuff like that. But to become a 2-weight world champion, have an unbeaten record, then that shows there's proof there, isn't it, that he's a good fighter. So I think so, yeah. And I think when he gets in with one of these who are like pound for pound, if he does fight Garcia, we know it's going to be a really hard fight, but Terry could step up to the plate because that's what he's done all his career. Every time he's gone in as an underdog or something like that, he's stepped up, and I think that's what it's going to take, that one fight, for people to realise, like, wow, he is good. Because in some of his fights, he's still not been tested.
No.
He's coming back to the corner and he's boxing about 50-60% as good as he can do. We see him in the gym, but he's winning the rounds, and on fight night, that's all he wants to do, unless he's in there with a live opponent who he's scared of. You know, puts that bit of fear in him, and then that's when you see him at his best.
Did he have that when he fought Mandalay?
Yeah, because I think I told him a little bit more in the build up to that one, like, if you're not on your game here, you could get beat. And Magdaleno he'd had a few decent knockouts as well, and when you watched his highlight reel, it looked good. You know, a lot of pretty devastating knockouts, so I think that put that little bit of fear into him.
And fear brought out the best?
Yeah, it does, in all fighters.
And you feel we're going to see, I mean, because he's still really young, isn't he? To be at the level where he is for a British fighter. Was he 28?
Fight-wise, he's not got miles on the clock because he doesn't take many punches. Sometimes in sparring he takes a bit more because he can, but he still shouldn't. But he's not battle-worn or nothing like that. He's had a few little niggling injuries, but all fighters
do. Still really at the beginning.
Yeah, I think if we get our hands on that world title in March, I reckon he'll box 4 times next year. Yeah, I reckon he'll box March, probably July, then it'll be like September, one before Christmas. Yeah, he's got a bit between his teeth, he can't wait to get back.
This must be the longest he's been out for a long
time,
isn't it?
It is. Like I say, they've been trying to make a big fight for him at lightweight, but we thought we was there, and then once Crawford stepped up, that's what.
How do you keep him focused? Or is he easy to keep focused?
He is when he's in the gym, yeah, it's easy. But when he's out the gym, you say focused. He don't go out on the beer and all that sort of stuff. But you can tell he's quite regimental, Terry, and he performs best when with a routine. So when he's out of the routine, he's a bit out of sorts with himself.
It must be hard because this is the first time that he's not busy because he's not got a fight lined up. And he's got money that he can do something with.
Yeah.
Because, prior to winning the world title, he must have been skint really most of the time.
Well, he was near enough still working, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he only stopped working after the British title. But we was quickly world champions. Yeah. So.
But luckily he's learned all the right lessons now, and so he knows.
He's not daft with his money. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously got a bit of money behind him now, but he's not like a multi-millionaire or anything like that. But obviously he's got a bit of money where he's more comfortable.
That's the ambition, isn't
That's
it?
the ambition, yeah.
To be set up for the rest of his life.
Want to do.
His kids to be set up and everything like that.
Yeah, we want to get our hands on another world title and push on again. That's what we want to do.
And you become a double world champion coach?
Yeah, of course. It means as much to me as it does to Terry. We're both in it together. So, yeah.
Alright, well, good luck for the 16th and good luck for next year with Terry.
Cheers, thanks.
Take care, Steve. Bye, mate.